one of you.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
This is my home. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Good day, everybody, whether it's morning, evening, or anywhere in between. Welcome to unRekt Traders. Today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Currently going to look at the higher time frames. We are on the 6 month. And although there isn't a ton of data, the 6 months still can give us pretty important information. And if we look at the quasi right now, we can see that we went into trend on the 6 month on January 1st, 2023. And that's pretty much what we have seen. We've seen that upward push. Once we got above the 10, found support on the 10, continued higher, found support off the top of the 20 Bollinger Band, and almost pushing that 3.2 at 76,600. So if we were to take a look at the 6 month, we are in trend to the upward direction. And although there isn't a ton of data, we have support at the 40,500, and then we have our extreme at 76,600. Coming down into the 3 month. Oh, and also I should also just say that on the 6 month data, we do have a nice imbalance here, and the midpoint of that imbalance would be 35,000. And then that's pretty much it, really, for the most part. Like, we do have a little bit here, but you know, this bearish candle filled 0.5 of this one, so more or less it's been hit. Probably came to the 618 of it, to be honest, and then we pushed higher from there. But anyway, this candle's more or less been filled. There's no imbalances on this candle, so this is the only one left at 35,000 range, and it could come all the way to the top of this candle, which would be the 31,458. All right, so 3 month. All right, coming into the 3 month here. On the 3 month, we have the 50 data in aqua here. However, the 50 isn't giving us a ton of data. However, we do know that there is strong support sitting in and around that 37,500 range. And then again, very strong support at 55.8. And we can see that when price did come down into it, it did find support off of that a little bit higher, but you know, pretty close. And then everything is in that downward direction now, though, on the 3 month. 6 month, it was showing it upwards. 3 month is showing downwards, so potential to continue to that downward direction is there. However, the 10, everything's still above the plus 100 on the quasi, so there's nothing too much to worry about right now. And then this candle will be good for another 1 month and 3 days. So it's pretty safe to say that for the most part, we'll be stuck between 55.6 and then the extreme of 93,600. And if we go with the 6 month, then I think it was like 73,000 or something like that. So once this 10 does come into the range, though, then we can expect to return back to probably the top of this 50, or just a little bit lower to that 20 at 31,200. Now, in 1 month and 3 days, it'll be sitting more at the 34,000 range. So we'll see what happens with that. Coming into the monthly. On the monthly, we have everything still above the plus 100. The 10 red here almost came into the range, but we had a little bit of a push up. So something from the lower time frames gave us that little pump up. Now we've been trying to break the all-time high here, and we've been struggling, and we're kind of just creating a trend line. And if I was to draw the trend line from peak to peak here and extend it out, we'll see how that plays out later on. So we'll kind of just hit the top of that one more time and pushing down. Tons of liquidity below us at 59,000, 58,000. And then we do also have this huge imbalance here as well, basically bringing us back to this 10 here. So once this 10 does push down on the monthly, which is 3 days left, then we could more than likely, we still have extremely strong support at 54.3, but we could see a wick down to that 47. Well, it'll be a little bit higher, but probably to that 50,000 next month. So, but again, tons of support at 54,000. So unless something drastic happens and this just pushes right down, I don't see us the body going any lower than 54,000 next month, and then maybe a wick to the 49,000 range. And again, our extreme level is 88,000 on the monthly. Coming down into the weekly. So the weekly itself, we do have a target. However, I would say that it's already been hit just by this candle here. But you know, the 20 white here came into the range basically April 8th, let's just say. And then from there we had that push down to the 20. Might as well say it was hit. 10 was pretty low, and then when it started to come back up, we had to push up to the resistive level at 72,800. So we didn't quite get there, but that was our resistive level. So we pretty much got to 72,000, and again showing weakness of not taking out the all-time high at 73.8 or whatever it is. 50 still decent support, and that is at 63,000. And you can see that it has held other than with the wick coming through. And then resistance, the resistance on the 72.6 as of right now is actually pretty strong. So if we do get that push down, then we could see a move probably to the 55,000 range, filling in this imbalance candle. Coming into the 3-day. So coming into the 3-day, we do have it almost wanted to come back to the 100, but we had the push back up through with the 10. So price did come into the 100. Typically when it does come in the first time, it tries to leave, which it did. Coming up to the 50, basically finding resistance off that 50. 50 still within the quasi range, so it can't escape. And there's 1 day left on the 3-day, and the 100 is acting as it's weak support, but it is still support at 65,000. And then once this 100 can come into the range, which it likely will within the next couple of days or within the next day, then we could see push down to probably see a push down to the 50 here and actually tag it, but the 50 will be a little bit higher, so 60,000, and then maybe wick down to probably 55.6. Coming into the daily, so coming into the daily, I drew a trend line the other day. I tried making a video a couple days ago, but audio didn't work, so I scrapped it. But anyway, that was the original trend line there, and then this was the one that is drew off of the monthly, I think it was, or the 3-month, whichever one I did it on. So I'll go with the one that has liquidity line on it. So there's quite a bit of liquidity there. And again, we more or less have to get above that trend line to push up into 3.2 at 76.8, let's just say. Bumping our head against resistance, everything in that downward direction now. And we also have the mean reversion on the 200, which would take us to 53.7. So price does currently want to come to here. We already did exit the 200 Bollinger Band once, so we'll see if this does hold as resistance one final time, bringing us down to take out liquidity at 56.6 and coming into this Bollinger Band, or moving average here at 54,000. Again, we do have 3.2 weight at 55.8, so we'll see how it kind of all plays out. It's not going to drop in one big go, but that is the potential to go to. On the 4-hour, again showing some bearish candles, breaking structure, filling it quite nicely, likely taking out liquidity here at the 66.3. We have the 100 as a possible target at 66.7, and the 200 again for the second time at 64,500. So price ultimately wants to come to here, 65,000, and it'll just be a matter of how long it wants to draw out to get to that level. Now we do get above this trend line, which, you know, isn't other than we have a double top here, it's not really showing any true potential as of right now that it's going to go above there until it gets to this range, but we'll see what happens. So, but there is, you know, on that top of that trend line, there's quite a bit of liquidity, obviously, and then for the most part they've taken it though in all reality, and then so maybe that will be the top for now, continue to the downward direction for a little bit, and then take out all-time high for 2025. All right, guys, that's all I got for the machine. I'm not going to do the Nexus today. I'll do the Nexus hopefully tomorrow, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and hit the like and subscribe if you like the content, so I'll continue to put up more. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Visit unrekt.me and download our free powerful indicators. And join our community of traders in our Discord server and get full access to the Machine Suite Indicators, the Nexus Suite Indicators, and the Nexus Screener.